Let's do it. This is far more intense than what happened when we sent the D-mails yesterday. And yet, I felt it before. I remember. This is what I felt right before the mass disappearance phenomenon. Has the past changed? Of course it has. The past has changed. This bizarre sensation just now is... Fuck you, beeping noise, whatever that is. That bizarre sensation just now would prove. I survey the room. Actually, hold on, let me quickly check. When was the last quick save? It was a mail. I can speed through it, but just in case if I had to stop suddenly. Daru and Kurisu are in front of me. Mayuri is here too. Where'd Moeka?
指圧師はどこに行った？
Ah. Again. This feeling of wrongness. It's the same as yesterday.
指圧師？
オカリン、日本語で OK。
It can't be. I leave the development room and check the lounge, behind the sofa, in the dressing room, the bathroom, and the shower room. I even look out the window at the street below. But Moeka is nowhere to be found. She's gone. The same thing has happened before. Did she really disappear because I let her conduct the experiment? Where did she go? Did I erase her from history? In a daze, I step up to Mayuri, who's sewing.
桐生萌香は今の今までここにいただろう。
誰かな？
桐生萌香だ。
Daru and Kurisu give me strange looks as well.
それ誰？
聞いたことない。
そんな。
So I did erase Moeka's existence. No, it can't. That can't be.
岡部、まさかまた？
またってどういう意味だ？
昨日も似たようなことがあった。私たちの記憶にないことをあんたは覚えていた。なんだっけ？そうそう、リーディングしたいな。
Yes, that's the name I gave this phenomenon, or rather, to my ability to perceive it. When the world line changes, everyone's memories are reconstructed to match. That's what John Titor said. But somehow, I alone retain my memories even after the past changes. Oh boy, hold on. Anyway. I named this power Reading Steiner. Kurisu remembered. I need to contact Moeka. I need to make sure I didn't erase her very existence. But I don't know her phone number. The only way to contact her is by mail. Aren't I already a fire type Pokemon? Yeah, I drew myself as a Charizard at some point. Cause anyway, I sent her a message saying, reply the second you read this mail. Now all I can do is wait for her reply. Please, reply. A mail? Is it from Moeka? What's wrong? I'm kind of busy right now. Sorry, I'll email you later. My body goes limp from relief. A reply. She sent a reply. Moeka still exists. She didn't disappear. Relief washes away my fear. August 4th, 6.
何が起きたか説明して、岡部。
Urged by Kurisu, I explained everything that just happened.
今この場からその桐生なんとかさんが消えたのは因果率を考えれば不自然じゃない気がしてきた。
どういうことだ。
詳しい経緯はわからないけど、過去を改変したことで今回の場合は7月31日以降今日までの4日間の桐生さんの行動が微妙に変化した。その結果、今この時間には桐生さんはラボには来なかったというふうに再構成された。
So that's why it looked like she teleported? I'm reminded of the teleporting gel Nana, but I guess that's not the same thing. Moeka didn't become a jellyman after all. That would be absolutely terrifying.
それともう一つ、岡部に起きていることが消せない。
何？
リーディングシュタイナーのこと。ちなみにその造語、恥ずかしいからやめた方がいい。
Too bad, we're going with that name and we're gonna stick with that name for fucking ever.
お前の個人的見解は必要ない。
I'm finally able to joke with Kurisu again. Well, maybe she wasn't joking. But it's none of her business.
さっきのあんたの説明じゃ D メールを送ったのも受け取ったのもあんたじゃなかった。なのにあんただけが世界線が変わる前のことを覚えている。でもこれってあんたのただの妄想じゃない？桐生さんって人はもともと存在しなかった。あるいは桐生なんとかさんは実在するけど、その人が D メールを送った事実は妄想だった。
クリスティーナ、お前は間違ってすでにこれまでの実験で証明されているんだよ。俺のリーディングシュタイナーは本物だ。
はいはい、12秒12秒。あなんで私に注目してんのよ。見るの禁止。
Kurisu looks away sheepishly. But I proceed as if nothing had happened. I don't feel able to answer right now. My emotions are a jumble, just as they were after Titor called me the Messiah. Is this power real? If it is, then what does that make me? An unknown power sleeps within me. The thought sends a chill down my spine. I sit on the bench in front of the bronze-tubed workshop. I try sorting out what happened this afternoon. But it's impossible. Impossible. The more I think about it, the more confused I get. And then I hear footsteps coming down from the second floor.
帰るのか？
岡部ってずっとここに泊まり込んでるの？
That's fine.
まあな。マッドサイエンティストたるもの、研究所に寝泊まりして研究だけに没頭するぐらいでなければ務まらない。
Yeah, I got back not too long ago. Had to clean up the snow off the satellite, or at least help. And yeah, you didn't miss too much. Just Okabe trying to figure out what the hell is going on, and Kurisu kind of inquiring why he's the only one who seemed to be able to remember this.
形から入るのって良くないと思うわけだが。
でもね、この場所ってとっても便利だよね。マユシーもお父さんお母さんが許してくれるならここに泊まりたいよ。
え？本気？
そしたらバイトに行くのもすぐだもん。ねえねえクリスちゃん、今度みんなでお泊まり会しよう。
男性陣がいないのなら OK。
それは無理だ。
だったらまゆりさん、私のホテルに来たら？
ああ、そういえばそんな約束してたもんね。じゃあ今度お邪魔するね。
いつでも言ってくれていいから。それじゃあ。
Kurisu raises her hand in farewell and starts walking in the opposite direction from Akihabara's station. Mayuri doesn't move from that spot. Instead, she starts doing her usual thing, Stardust handshake. I keep biting my tongue not trying to say shake hand, because that's what he actively said. She looks up to the night sky, raising her hand as if to grasp the stars. And with perfect timing, a shooting star crosses the sky.
ねえ、オカリ？
That's some anime shit right there.
ああ。流れ星だな。願い事はしたか？
オカリンって小学生の頃すごい熱を出して1ヶ月ぐらい寝込んでたことがあったよね。
Hi, I'm just gonna say that this part is a bit important, though not a lot of people actually remember this. But I will mention how this part is slightly important. Try to keep it in mind as much as you can, though I highly doubt that you'll be able to keep it in your mind, since a lot of the things that are important kind of escape your mind as the shit starts to go down. But anyway, this is pretty important, so try to remember it. By the way, we're on like episode 8 or
何を
something.
突然言い出すんだ？
That did happen to me, of course. It was about 10 years ago, at the turn of the century, when the world was in an uproar about Y2K. Near the end of 1999, I had a fever of nearly 40 degrees. Why did they write it like that? Near the end of 1999, I had a fever of nearly 40 degrees Celsius that lasted about a month. I didn't recover until New Year. At least, that's what I've been told. I don't remember it myself. According to my parents, I was unconscious the whole time, tossing and turning. The doctor said it was a miracle I didn't die. What the fuck? I say this part's important and that I remember most of it, but I always forget what the visual novel said exactly, and I don't know why. I find it so funny every time a doctor says it's a miracle they didn't die. Like, wow, thanks, doc. They never figured out what caused it either.
あの時ね、マユシーはオカリンが死んじゃうんじゃないかって思ってすごく怖かったんだよ。だからね、おばあちゃんと一緒にお空に祈ってたの。オカリン死なないでって。
Oh boy. This is starting to put some new perspective on something I was one of the drama series I was watching recently. Well, rewatching. Has to do something with the Y2K problem. I'm not gonna give many details because if you guys start looking it up, you'll jump into huge spoiler territory like the instant you like click on it. Or even read even the slightest amount of information about it. But this is more just a side note for my future self to remember. Interesting.
この俺が死ぬはずがないだろう。何しろ10年前の時点で俺はトーマス・エジソンに匹敵する IQ170 の頭脳を持つマッドサイエンティストだったのだからな。
Actually, I'm not sure what Edison's IQ was.
そうだったんだ。オカリンってでもね、まだちっちゃかったマユシーはそのことがわからなかったからお空に祈ってて。でね、大晦日もうすぐ年が明けるっていう時にね、流れ星がピューって流れたの。今みたいに。流れ星はね、消える前に3回願い事を唱えることができたら願いが叶うんだよ。知ってたかな？
Of course, that's the most common of common knowledge.
もちろんマユシーは一生懸命3回唱えたの。
Alright, have fun.
次の日、年が明けた頃にね、オカリンは熱が下がって目を覚ましたのです。つまりマユシーはオカリンの命の恩人なんだよ。
Intelligent quota bullshit. Cause it's just like, it's a capacity of learning, but like, it's kind of just based on like, certain things that wouldn't really make any sense for an intelligence quota, at least in my opinion. I don't know, I just find it stupid. Cause like, some people think it's like, oh, your IQ determines everything. It's like, it does not. It's just a measurement of your like, capacity of intelligence, and intelligence is just a word that's fucking fickle, let's be honest. To me, I have like three definitions. I have like the three words that have like different definitions: smart, intelligent, and wisdom. Wisdom had to do with morale, kind of. Smart has to do with taking your knowledge and applying it with somewhere, and intelligence is the information that you know. So, I just find intelligent quota kind of annoying.
いや違うな。あの状況で助かったのはシュタインズゲートの選択だ。
Roll credits.
オ
Maybe I should make a Steins Gate counter. That would be funny. Yeah, I can definitely do that. Maybe I'll have one for later stream, but I don't know how to set that up. Oh well.
そうなのだ。
そっか。ねえねえ、熱が下がった時ね、オカリンはこんなことを言ってたんだけど、覚えてる
？Yeah, honestly. Oh boy.
急に見ているものがぐにゃぐにゃしてきて、立っていられなくてフラフラして、んで体がビクってなったって。
This line is pretty important. And you're gonna kind of find out why.
さっきのオカリンもね、そんな感じだったよ。大丈夫？また熱出して倒れたりしない？
Jeez, my hostage is worrying about me.
案ずるな。何も心配ない。
As I brush her worry off, I think back to what happened 10 years ago. When I woke up from that fever, the first thing I saw was my Yuri trying face. Can we see an image of that? Aw. She's right. I vaguely remember describing my collapse that way. And come to think of it, it does seem to match with the sensation I felt a few hours ago when reading Steiner activated.
そうか。この俺の魔眼はまさにあの時にこの身に宿ったのだな。
So that's the choice of Steins Gate. Would that count for the roll credits counter if I did that? Yeah, you know what? Yeah, it probably would. Oh wait, that means I have to go through the entire like amount of VODs, which is like over 20 hours. That means I had to go speed through the VODs and see where he said Steins Gate. Maybe I won't do a Steins Gate meter counter. Anyway. August 5th. The next day, the lab gets an unusual guest.
お邪魔します。
Oh no. Anyway.
おお、ルカシじゃんか。
こんにちは、橋田さん、岡部さん。
ルカ子、妖刀さみだれを持ってこないと何事だ。今日お前が来ると聞いて、俺は殿下の宝刀ミストルティンの封印を解いたというのに、お前には失望したぞ。
In Norse mythology, a legendary sword born from a sprig of mistletoe. According to prophecy, this sword will slay the undying god Baldur, thus beginning the final war of the gods, Ragnarok. Oh god! Wait, I'm trying to remember, did we have that? Did we have that during God of War 4? I don't remember. Oh boy. I have to think about that now. What there... Wait! No! A sprig of mistletoe! We did have something like that! We did! Yeah, the mistletoe arrows. uh, that's right. Oh my god. I really enjoyed God of War 4 a lot. More so than I did the original trilogy and all the other side games that came along with it. But, yeah, I really enjoyed it because, like, the Norse mythology was really interesting to see. And it's just, like, it was more story oriented and not Kratos is killing all the gods because revenge and they keep sending him to Hades and then he's getting revenge. And I'm gonna kill all these people and all these other things and cause a lot of war and death and God of War. I don't know. The story is very, 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 very lackluster when you break it down for the trilogy. And it was just a hack and slash, and it's like, wow, that's enjoyable. Like Devil May Cry, I can't really just get into that. Yeah, yeah, it was. I remember now. Atreus had the strap. Oh my god, yeah. I don't know. It's just like really interesting because they took like all the Norse mythology, in its most correct sense, and then just changed it a bit to fit the story they were making, but it still felt really, really good. Anyway, enough of me going crazy about mythology. Actually, I didn't know you were coming.
すみません。今から取りに戻りますから。
いや、もういいんだ。サミダレとミストルティンの開口、またもお預けか。
つうかポン島と北欧神話の魔剣って釣り合わなさすぎてカオスなんだけど、そもそもオカリン模造刀なんて持ってた？
I should have been the one to fill your dark soul with light. I can't do the voice crack, but like. No, I had to do. Oh my god. I'm gonna. Oh my god. I could have just randomly sent that to one of my on Discord. I completely forgot about that. Oh my god. I'm gonna kick my fucking ass. They're just like, what happened to your voice and light? Oh boy. Iconic voice crack.
僕どうしたら。
ルカ子よ、お前は俺の弟子でありながらまだいまいち真剣さが足りんな。
すみません。
こんな調子では使い物になるまでにまだまだ時間がかかるだろう。
Puberty's such a bitch. Oh my god.
どうだ、なんだったら我がラボに入ってみないか？
え、僕がですか
？Rukako responded to my sudden proposal with a blank stare.
でも僕どんくさいですし 科学とか機械とかよくわかりませんし、
God, please tell me he can respond.
足を引っ張っちゃいます。
Please tell me he can respond. And also, Rukako, Lucina, baby, no, you really shouldn't care about that stuff.
それでもいいですか？
My arm is burning up again.
なんだ、マユリと変わらないではないか。
ルカ君ならね、大歓迎だよ。
Mayuri and Rukako are high school classmates. There's no reason for him to refuse.
でもね、ルカ君をラボメンにするなら、マユシーはオカリンに一つ条件があるのです。ルカ君をいじめないことっていう条件。それと、ルカ君はね、今日はマユシーのお客様なんだよ。衣装合わせに来たんだから邪魔しちゃダメなのです。
Rukako's reaction, he's like, wait a minute, what?
まゆりちゃん、でも僕コスプレはするつもりはないから、本当に衣装合わせだけでいいんだよね。うん、サイズが合ってるかどうかの確認だけだよ。
It looks like Mayuri forced him to come. As far as she's concerned, pretty boys exist only to make her cosplay fantasies come true.
さあさあさあ、ルカ君変身しよう。変身。
Oh my god.
ちょっと待って。
Lucina!
ほら、恥ずかしがってないで服を脱ぎにして。まゆりちゃん、そんなところ触らないで。わかったから、僕一人で着るから。だからあっちに。
Oh my god. Oh god, hold on. Foolishness, Dante. Foolishness. I don't remember how that line was read, but I need an adult. I am an adult. Oh god! Okay, I'll be right back. I think some snacks are ready. I'll be right back. Hell yes. Alright. We have this fryer and we're able to cook up these thing called lumpia. I refer to them as Shanghai, but different culture call them different things. But basically it's this Filipino food that it's kind of like an egg roll, but it's filled with vegetable and meat. I prefer the one that's filled with meat. But yeah, every Filipino has had this at least once. Unfortunately, some people can be allergic to this, but whatever. But yeah, yeah, these are like a nice side dish, that you can eat with the rest of your food, an appetizer basically. And I like to mindlessly eat this stuff a lot. Anyway, what did my friends respond to that? Anyway, yeah, let's continue.
でもね、これって着るのにコツがいるんだ。だからマユシーが1から10までちゃんと教えてあげる。お願いだから脱がさないね。
With a blank expression, dear God.
すごくゆりです。
Yuri. Homosexual romance between women, or works of fiction depicting such. Even though that's a guy.
違うな。あれはユリではない。なぜなら、ルカ子は男だからだ。
ということは逆領辱ですか。むはー、実にけしからん。
His imagination knows no bounds. Oh, a text message. It's from Suzaha. Now on TV. Just now, I saw two guys fighting on TV. I think it was some kind of competition. It really got my blood pumping. Hey, mind if I come over and put you in a straight arm bar? Whoa! It'd be fun! It'll be fun! What the fuck? By the way, did the stream die at any point? Because I have my browser with one of the with the Twitch dashboards open, and it said that my stream died at some point. Well, either way, I don't know. That would make sense because we were fucking around with the satellite. Anyway. Well, we only have one thing to reply on, and my motto is to reply to every email. Usually. Command Sambo? So you are an organization assassin. A few minutes pass, and out comes Mayuri first. She looks satisfied.
ルカくん、ほら、恥ずかしがらずに出てきてよ。じゃーん。
I don't remember that sound effect.
ライネットのキラリちゃんだよ。
Oh, Japan! Isn't that skirt a little too short? Those bare legs are truly captivating. Wait, oh god, oh god! I'm looking at a guy's legs. What the hell am I saying? so sorry. That crunch was so loud. The best part about these things are when they're crunchy. My mind telling me no, but my body says yes. Oh. My mind said no, but my body told me yes. No, says yes. Oh my god.
あのね、可愛いは正義なんだよ。わけがわからないよ。
Oh my god, Lucina!
さすがはマユシの仕事だな。服もモデルも互いに引き立て合ってる。3次元においてはフェイリスタン最強説を唱えている僕だけど、このルカシに対してはついついローアングラー化したくなるよ。
Daru, what the fuck? In case you didn't know, a low angler is a cameraman who photographs female cosplayers and idols from a low angle. Can be found where cosplayers congregate, such as Koima or Akihabara's pedestrian haven. It is not a good thing.
オカリンの感想はどうかな。
そうだな。
I'm fascinated, but it's mortifying to admit it. Rugako is Rugako, yet Rugako is a man. Male. A man shouldn't be fascinated by another man. Oh boy, 2010 ideals, here we come.
俺だ！今、強烈な精神攻撃を受けている。いや、機関の差し金ではなく、むしろこいつはこの町を守護する大いなる巫女の末裔で、まずい、心が侵食されている。
Actually, that's a lie, because Okabe actually had nothing against homosexuals, but he is heterosexual himself. And this is actively said at some point somewhere in the visual novel, and I don't remember where exactly, but I know it said, because for some reason that stayed in my mind when I played this for the first time. I think this was also because I still didn't really know that I was an asexual at the time, but whatever. Anyway...
まさか秋葉にはまだこれほどの先森がいたとは。こいつを覚醒させられることができれば機関による汚染も最小限にできるはず。
Try that at try that around anywhere near me and you're gonna get a beautiful shot of the bottom of my foot. Basically.
分かっている。まだこの町を奴らの手に渡すわけにはいかない。これがシュタインズゲートの選択なのだな。エルプサイコングルー。
Roll credits. Although I would never really wear skirts in my life. I don't think I would find a character that would make me love them so much to wear a skirt in the first place. But do that to any of my friends and I will show you the bottom of my foot.
Luka ko yo. 我が不肖の弟子よ。以後、戦いの時にはそのコストさみだれ装備で臨むがいい。機関による魔の手はこの秋葉にまで迫ろうとしている。お前はこの混沌渦巻く首都を守る先森柳林神社に生まれし巫女よ。今こそその役目を果たす時。わかるか、ルカ子よ。故に俺は常にお前に厳しく接しているのだ。この町を守る使命がお前にはある。
No, I don't know if I can do it in a serious way right now. If someone was doing it in real life to me right now, then you could definitely get it in a serious way. But right now, I can't do an impression of a serious way because now I'm gonna sound like that. What movie was it? I think you're lucky, punk, something like that. I can't remember what movie that was. Dirty Harry?
そうなんですか？
そうだとも。
It was Dirty Harry.
その下品な笑いやめたら？外まで丸聞こえだぞ。恥ずかしい。
But it's funny.
クリスチャン、トゥットゥルー。
だいたい痛い毛で気弱そうな女の子をおもちゃにして調子に乗ってるなんて最低だわ。そう思わないの？
Uh-oh.
それにしても
クリスティーナよ。ルカ子の全身を下から上へと寝め回すようにして見つめるのはよせ。
してないわよ、そんなこと。
Funny thing about the anime, they play like this really, really weird ass music during this scene. I don't know how to describe it, but it's just like really weird.
クリスチャン、どうかなこのコス。ルカ君にすごく似合ってるって思うでしょ。
これが噂に聞くジャパニメーション文化の一つ、コスプレなのか。
Japanimation? Japanimation? I have never heard that term.
とてもキュートね。キュートだなんて、そんな。どうしてそんなに悲しそうなの？あなたはとても可愛いんだから、もっと自信を持つべきよ。
Teresa doesn't know, so she's not doing it intentionally. But I get that makes things complicated for Rukako. I should change the topic of I should change the topic for Rukako's sake. I thought I got warm.
ルカ子よ。お前の望みを聞こう。
ハイパーアクロバティックな会話のつなげ方だな。
聞けルカ子。思考は具象化する。そしてこの日本は言霊の国。一旦下に乗せた言葉には力が宿る。
Interesting.
お前も晴れてオタク世界の住人となった今、はっきり望みを言葉に出しておくべきだ。そうすればこの地の混沌がシュタインズゲートの選択に影響を及ぼし、お前を後押しする。
Roll credit.
僕の願いですか？
Rukako gives me a serious look. Why did you start to scroll down? His focused gaze could captivate anyone who saw him, filling them with an uncontrollable need to hug him real tight. That's too damn powerful.
その
聞いても笑いませんか？
恥ずべきことは何もない。
Either up here, buddy.
堂々と宣誓するのだ。
そりゃ世界を混沌にうんたらとか言ってるバカに比べればどんな願い事も恥ずかしくはないわな。
そこの助手、人の望みを笑うとは品性が知れるぞ。
マユシーの願い事はね、美味しいものをお腹いっぱい食べることと、ウーパグッズでラボを埋め尽くすことと、ルカ君にコスを着てもらうこと。
マユリには聞いていない。
マユシーのお願いもショタインザゲートに後押ししてほしいよ。
Shota in the gate. Oh. An exceptionally cute boy or young man. Such characters are primarily designed to appeal to the female demographic. Oh my god.
ショタインザゲートって、その間違い方神レベルだろう。なんかそこはかとなくインモラルな香りが。
We all ignore Daru.
僕、女の子になりたいです。
はい。
Teresa was the first to react. Her expression is one of utter confusion. Well, that's only natural. Not even I expected that, so I accidentally swallowed my my food.
僕、自分の顔あんまり好きじゃなくて、だからもし女の子になれれば少しは自信が出るかなって昔から思ってたんです。
So he had no confidence in himself. Despite the fact that he had better skin than anyone here. And he's far prettier. And had the bearing of an angel. Okabe.
待て、ちょっと待って。彼女は何を言ってるの？
我が助手よ。いや、クリスティーナよ。
助手でもクリスティーナでもないと言っとろうが。
お前は決定的な間違いを犯している。
間違い？
わからないか、クリスティーナ。わからないだろうな。それはお前の目が邪念で曇っているからに他ならない。
どういうことよ。
ならば教えよう。お前はここにいるルカ子のことを痛い毛で気弱そうな女の子と言ったが。
Hold on, I'm gonna put ice in my drink because it is so disgustingly warm right now. And while I can drink warm soda, root beer is not meant to be drank warm. This was a bad idea. Actually, isn't that like up to how some people want it? Because you can have cold sake and then you can have warm sake. Isn't that like a preference actually? Biggs made that mistake. Well, I mean, if that's the case, then it would make sense why we keep the sake out. No, I will never drink, so I don't give a shit.
こいつは女の子ではない。男だ。
何の冗談だそれ。
冗談も何も。アカシックレコードにも明記してある揺らぐことなき真実だ。
The database in which every event in the whole universe from past to future is recorded. The memory of humanity collective consciousness. Not in vinyl. Huh?
漆原さん、岡部の言ってることは本当なの？
はい。僕、男です。
嘘だ。こんな可愛い子が男の子のはずが。
いや、逆。それを言うなら、こんな可愛い子が女の子のはずがないだし。
そういう意味で言ったんじゃなくて。
So she is an ad Chandler.
ルカ子よ。ありのままのお前でいればいいのだ。俺たちは男だろうが女だろうがお前を否定しない。同時にお前の望みもまた俺たちは否定しない。
いちいち俺たちって言い直さなくてもよくね？
Meanwhile, Carisi is still in the... Oh, wow. That was a lot of oil in the back of my throat. Meanwhile, Kurisu, still in disbelief, asked Rukako for permission and placed her hand on his chest. Placed her hand on his chest. In the anime, she kind of just went for it. Just letting you know, by the way. This is the third thing that this anime / game series should really not be doing.
あたふたしているな、クリスティーナ。自分よりずっと女の子らしい男がいたことがそれほどショックか？
Oof, oof, oof.
認めるわ。私は彼女、じゃなくて彼に比べれば乱暴な言葉遣いだし、態度も悪いし、可愛げもない。
Oh, Kurisu, we love you. That's why you're tsundere. And that's the part we love about you.
これってショックで3日は寝込むレベルよ。
クリスちゃんも可愛いよ。
フォローはいらない。ますます惨めになるから。
己の欠点を顧みることができる人間はいずれ強くなる。クリスティーナよ、お前もいずれ立派な女性になれるだろう。今はまだ若いだけだ。
あんたに説教される言われはないぞ。
前言撤回だ。己の欠点すら顧みようとしないとは器の小さいやつめ。
うるさい。あんたが言うな。
This is enjoyable.
ごめんなさい。僕が変なこと言ったせいで。
さて、僕の愛用のデジカメはと。
My God, Daru.
おもむろに撮影会の準備を始めるな、変態。
先生、ローアングラーになりたいです。
But still, it was just a whim to ask for Rukako's wish. I hardly expected this to happen. So that's how Rukako thinks of himself.
しかしルカ子よ、その望みどこまで本気なのだ？
例えば夜眠りについて、朝目覚めたら女の子になっていたみたいな、そういうのが憧れなんです。
Huh? Stories where a guy magically turns into a girl overnight? What anime is this? I mean, like, what was the name of that anime? Ranma 1/2, was it? Ranma half or something? Where the guy, like, can turn into a female depending on, like, water or something? I mean, that's the only one I could really think of, but what? What?
夢見すぎですよね。ルカ君、かわいいね。So cute.
Hold on, why did she say that in English? Hold on, no. I just want to know.
So cute.
She's actively saying that in English. What the fuck? Oh my god. I thought Steins Gate Zero had, like, a lot more English in its visual novel, especially because there are straight up people from America speaking, and they are actively speaking in Japanese English, I mean, and you can actually hear all that English, and you're just like, oh my god, they made someone do that. But holy shit, I think there's actually a lot more English in Steins Gate, huh? But as Rukako said, it's going to be hard to find a nice, clean solution to his problem.
そういえば聞いたことがあるんだけど。
解説セリフ来た、これ。
お肉をたくさん食べれば男の子を、野菜をたくさん食べれば女の子を産むことができるっていう俗説があるらしい。
Never heard of it. Anyway. That feels very subjective, Kurisu. I mean...
ソースは民名処方？
Mime Shobu. A fictional publishing house from a certain manga. In this manga, Minme Shobu published books on martial arts. On the internet, quoting Mime Shobu is a way of jokingly is a way to jokingly make statements seem factual.
インターネットで見た。
そういう返しをするとは、お主やるな。
何のこと？
Anyway, it sounds like an old wives' tale.
知らなかった。じゃあマユシーのママもクリスちゃんのママもたくさんお野菜食べたんだね。マユシーはジューシー唐揚げナンバーワンばっかり食べてるから、将来子供を産むときは男の子なのかな。
Mayuri, who do you intend to have a future child with? Just asking.
ねえねえ、バナナはお野菜に含まれると思う？
Those are fruits!
それなら狩猟で暮らしていた原始人たちはどうなるのだ。彼らはおのずと男ばかり産むことになり、男女比のバランスが偏ってしまうではないか。そうなれば人類がここまで繁栄できていたかも怪しい。
別にそれが正しいって言ってるわけじゃない。なんとなく思い出しただけよ。いちいち噛みつかないで。
See, in the anime, Chris is not actually the one who says that, which is kind of interesting to me that the visual novel is the one that makes her say that. Because the visual novel is all canon.
俺は噛みついてなどいない。クリスティーナよ、その説検証してみる気はないか？
どういうこと？
思い出せ。俺たちの手には電話レンジカッコ仮があるではないか。
漆原さんのお母さんが妊娠中の時期へ D メールを送るのね。
いかにも。野菜をもっとたくさん食べろという内容でな。やってみる価値はあると思わないか？
それは。
今さら偽善で取り繕おうとするなよ、クリスティーナ。俺は知っているぞ。お前がマッドサイエンティストの素質を持つ実験大好きっ子だということ。
誰が実験大好きっ子だ？
違うのか？
違わないけれども。
That's innocent.
ちょい待ち。それでもし実験が成功したらどうするん？
どうするとは？
もし性別が変わったら、ルカ氏が生きてきた16年間の歴史が改変されるんじゃねってこと。それについて誰が責任取るん？
The question had hardly crossed my mind. I mean, we're banking on an old wives' tale here. It might not work at all.
責任は僕が。
マジで言ってる？
よくわからないんですけど、そ その方法を使えば女の子になれるかもしれないんですよね。だったら試してみたいです。どうかお願いします、師匠。
決まりだな。ならばルカ子よ、お前をラボメンナンバー006に命じる。
See, one of the reasons why I like try to emphasize that his name is Rukako is because being Labomem number 6 means she is Labomen number 00 Rook, which I just kind of like go along with that, and her name it's his name. It's pretty funny.
ではレンジカッコ仮は我がラボの最重要機密事項だ。それを使う以上、お前はラボメンとならなければならない。
はい。ああ、よかったね、ルカ君。僕このラボのメンバーにずっとなりたいって思っていたんです。そうだったの？言ってくれればよかったのに。言い出す勇気がなくて。それに僕さっきも言ったんですけど、機械のことさっぱりわからないですし。そんなこと気にしなくていいんだよ。だってね、マユシーもさっぱりだもん。
Is that not something to be proud of, Mayuri?
ではルカ子は今この時よりラボメンとなる。いろんな
はーい。
Oh, hold on.
私ラボメンナンバー004を返上したいので、代わりに漆原さんを004にしてあげて。
却下だ。他には？
はあ。
Mayuri and Daru ask, what happened to number 5? But I ignore them. Moiga will always be number 5 in my heart. No objections emerge. All members are in favor.
ではルカ子はラボメンナンバー006となる。以後ラボに忠誠を誓い、ラボの発展のために全力を尽くせ。
はい。
さて、ということで早速実験を。
Wait.
始まった。ルカ子は今16歳だったな。
はい。
つまり1993年生まれ。
そうだよ。マユシーと同い年なのです。それがどうしたの？
In order to tell Rukako's mother to eat lots of vegetables, we need to send a email to 10 months before Rukako was born, meaning we have to send it to 1992.
携帯が日本で普及し始めたのはいつだ？
Daru goes to Google it.
96年ぐらいっぽい。メール機能が実装されるのはさらに遅いかも。
つまりルカ子の生まれた年の時点では携帯は一般化されてないということ。ルカ子の母親も持っていない可能性がある。もしそうならメールを受け取ってもらう手段が存在しないではないか。
This is something I actually had a crazy realization of when I was watching Conan at first. Because the manga takes place, the manga first came out 1994. The anime came 1996. And obviously there was a striking lack of cell phones. And only did until like you get to like episode the hundreds episodes, so say 100 episode 126 no 121, do you really see like any actual cell phones being used. And the cell phone that they used was the really big blocky one. At least that's what I remember Conan having at the time. Which was super interesting, and I actually still remember that. It was also, like, as it started to spread, so did the change of the gadgets, where instead of that giant blocky thing that he had, they would slowly start getting to flip phones. Along with that came the one invention that still can have some sort of use in the world of Detective Conan, which is the gadget that is a phone in the shape of an earring. And there were really nice convenient ways that they used it and how it could still be slightly relevant today. Yeah. Detective Conan is kind of a mess when it comes to its gadgets, let's be honest, because they refuse to tell me that it's been 20 years, and they refuse to say that everything happened in a span of years. In fact, they still have the argument that everything is happening within a year, which would make sense as to why no one is like growing up, or anyone had changed their fucking grades, or the such. But there's also just like over 1,000 chapters, and a case takes usually 3 chapters each. The anime episodes, there's over 900 right now, and it takes about 2 episodes. Then again, the anime is also riddled with fillers, but you can ignore that. But the manga has over 1,000 chapters so far, each case taking about 3 chapters. This is not including how many of the chapters actually are one huge giant case or take place in the same day, but there are also moments where the manga / anime will mention how there are time skips, like when Conan got shot and was sent to the hospital, he had a 10-day recovery. And it is really crazy to really think that everything has happened within less than a year. And at some point, I don't know when, but at some point I will actually go back to the manga and just map out the maximum amount of days that can happen, ignoring the fact that seasons are also changing, and the seasons keep changing, and it's been Christmas like 4 times already. Conan, what the fuck? Anyway, yeah, you did mention that a while back, that there was one episode of Conan that sticks in the back of your mind, but without details, I can't actually tell you what that episode is, at least not right now, because I don't remember exactly what you said. But yes, my ranting of Conan aside.
ああ、そっか。ダメなんですか？
This is also an interesting thing about Conan that I really like, especially with the anime episodes, because with the manga, yes, you do get an idea of where technology is slowly growing, and the culture of Japan and how it's ever so changing. But in the anime, you also have like all these like special little nuggets, like You also have like you also have like these filler episodes that are like called the mystery tours, and they kind of give you an idea of the Japanese culture at the time, from Kyushu to where are we right now? No wait, recent episode was Kyushu, but yeah, it kind of gives you an idea of the culture of what's going on in Japan a bit, and I find that really interesting as someone who is a foreigner. Because while you shouldn't really trust media on its portrayal of current events, usually, this one does give you a really good idea of like, just like some of the things that could be happening in certain parts of Japan, or like its state, or like how the people are, or it's like kind of like stereotypes way of how the people are. It's an interesting thing. The kids were in a car trunk or something. I'm pretty sure that was the Ayumi kidnapping case where they introduced the solar powered skateboard that Conan uses a lot more in the movie than he ever actually has in the entire manga series. I swear the anime will find a place for that thing to be used more often, but when I try to think of the cases that they used that particular machine, I can only think of two. Which is kind of insane. But yeah, I'm pretty sure that the Ayumi kidnapping case where they're playing hide and seek, and then like Ayumi goes in the back of a trunk of a car, but then the car starts driving, and then she sees what she thinks was a severed head, but was actually just a prop, and Conan and the rest of the kids kind of chase that car, trying to figure out where it is. Eventually catches up to the car, knocks out one of the guys, and then realizes, oh shit, we messed up. They were not bad guys at all. I can't believe how well I know that. It's one of the really early on episodes too. Anyway, some way to receive the email in an era where cell phones weren't yet widespread.
こうなったら毒電波を飛ばせるよう改造するとか。
何よ毒電波って。
ちょっとヤバい人たちだけがユンユンと受信できるんだ。電波っつうか電波？特に春先によく見られる。
毒されてるのはあんたの脳みそだろ。
Oof.
いいよ、もっと罵ってくれて OK だよ。
Daru, no.
だったら手紙をタイムカプセルに入れて埋めるっていうのは？
それじゃあ過去じゃなくて未来に行っちゃうわ。
そっか。
こうなったらあれだ。ルカシが雷に打たれるとか、それで性別転換。古臭いコミックとかアニメで手垢がついてそうだけど。
D メールを使わなきゃ実験の意味ないでしょ。脱線しないで。
じゃあクリスちゃんのナイスアイデアにマユシーは期待です。
私はそうね、高速を事情倍ほど上回るロケットを開発すればあまりの速さに時間が逆行してとか。
何 the fuck, Kurisu?
自分だって電話レンジのこと念頭に置いてないじゃんか。
しかもこの天才少女め、今自ら相対性理論を否定したぞ。
単なる冗談でしょ。本気にしないで。
まったく、どいつもこいつも使えないな。
I'm surprised that episode kind of sticks out in your head and not the not the case where piano boy killed himself in a fire, and Conan couldn't do anything to save him, and then we're just like sad the whole time, and every time we mention that fucking case, we're just like, oh my god, please stop. I have issues. that was episode 11.
だったら自称 IQ170 の灰色の脳細胞狂気のマッドサイエンティスト法王院さん代案をどうぞ。
ふむ、頭の片隅でひらめきつつあるぞ。
ひらめけの精神だな。
I can't get comfortable in this chair right now. This sensation. Yes! My natural mad scientist inspiration is about to explode!
思いついた。
What was that sound effect?
携帯がなければポケベルに送ればいいじゃない。
Alright, for you fucking millennials who don't know what a pager is, an early method of receiving wireless messages. Service in Japan started around 1968 after supported for text data was added in the 1990s. Pager grew in popularity among high school girls. However, pagers were soon replaced by cell phones. Pager service was terminated in 2007. Another fun fact about Detective Conan: the last dub episode of Detective Conan ends on a case that on a uncanon case relating to pagers, and for good reason, because of the garbage not editing anything else that happened in that motherfucking episode for the dub to be easily understand. It's honestly, oh god, I'm 12 with the pager. But yeah, it was, yeah, they don't really explain it that well in this one actually. But basically pager kind of just rang, like when someone would try to call you, or wanted to call you, they would like hit your pager up by notifying it, and you would input the number, and it would send a signal to alarm that pager, and then you would go to a public payphone to actually do a phone call. Eventually, people then use pagers to send each other messages, using the numbers. Japan, it was easier to do that in Japan because in America, the most you can get out of is hello, boobs, and a few other random words. What was also really infuriating of the last episode of Conan being dubbed was the fact that they did not try to edit one of the pager examples of trying to communicate with that pager, and I honestly don't want to watch the rest of the episode to figure out what bullshit they tried to do to make that case work in the first place. Because Japanese is like easily broken down into 1, 2, or 3 letter syllables. It was easy to use the numbers to turn them into syllables because you have ich, ni, san, shi, yon, go, rok, nana, achi, kyu, and ju, and you can make so many different words in the Japanese language with that, and it's just like a fun number word game that fucking Gosho wouldn't stop doing. He puts it on every one of his license plates too, and it's ridiculous. Alright, so this is a fax machine. Ironically, I have one near me. Where you so you put a paper through it, and the fax machine scans that paper, and then it sends a signal to the other fax machine and prints out what it scanned on a blank piece of paper. Anyway, enough of this shit. What I get really mad about is when people don't know what a VHS is. August 6th. By the way, I'm gonna tell you when we get to August 12th or something. I'm pretty sure it's 12. No, August 12th or 13. I think it's 13. When we get to that date, that's when the shit goes down. About 22 hours have passed since I made my mind-blowing, awesome proclamation.
こんにちは。
The best way to describe it is the tangible email.
お母さん、ポケベルを持ってました。
Wow, we are really trying to change this guy's dick. Wait. Sending a D-mail to a pager. Yesterday, we argued about whether it's even possible. Eventually, we settled on probably. Data, after all. The threat will depend on the pager radio wave stations receiving our information safely and without obstruction. What are these other anime shots? These were never in the anime. So where the fuck are these from? We already googled how to send data to a pager. For the pager back then, you would first have to enter the other person's pager number. Then, if it's in the Kanto region, *2**. If you enter additional numbers after that, those numbers show up on the receiver's pager screen as symbols and letters. Needless to say, we've obtained a conversion table. Because the D-mail Rukako is about to send, well, not technically mail, will need to be converted from letter to numbers.
漆原さん、あとは過去のお母さんに向けての文章をあなた自身で考えて。
No, we ain't playing some Pokemon, and Kanto is a real place in Japan! Ah.
僕がですか？
自分の夢を叶えたいなら自分自身で道を切り開くがいい。俺たちがしていられるのはその強払い程度のことだけだ。
わかりました。
New mail. It's from Ferris. Sign of the increasing something. Oh no! He escaped, nya! If we don't find him and kill him, misfortune will fall upon Akiba, nya! His name is the end of tutorial. He's small and nimble and he cries, choo choo, nya! Come here quick! Ferris needs your help, nya! Oh, she's fucking talking about a goddamn fucking mouse. Should I reply? Honestly, should I reply? Well, okay. So let's see what she had to say for this. What he had to say. A rat? What kind of cat girl is afraid of rats? You disappoint me, fair nyan nyan. Oh. I can help, but it won't be cheap. Now I'm gonna do this one. This one's funny. There, that should do it. You wish. We explained to Rukako the function of the phone wave name subject to be changed. The numbered words sending are 1 by character, so we can send 36 of them. The pager number to letter conversion system uses 2 numbered to correspond to 1 Japanese character. Furthermore, since you first need to input *2*2, that means you can only send 16 hiragana characters. Next, I show Rukako the conversion table.
と
Pager typing is commonly known as two-touch typing, or pager input. It's somewhat different from cell phone input. You choose the consonant and then input the vowel. Once Rukako had a full grasp of the instructions, he started to draft the pager message.
結構めんどいな。僕はてっきり831831831って打てばいいんだとばかり思っていたよ。
どうして831なの？
831で野菜じゃん上皇。野菜野菜野菜ってのルカシのお母様の頭にすり込めばいいのかと。
そんなメッセージではいたずら扱いされるだけだ。
だったら29292929っていうのは？
Don't send her meat!
一応聞いてやるが、どういう意味だ？
肉
肉好きにさせてどうする？
違うよ。それだけ肉って連呼されたらね、逆にお肉見るのも嫌になって野菜を食べようって気になるかもしれないよ。
Mayuri, I don't think that's how life works.
あるはねえよ。
Rukako completes his composition while we speak our nonsense.
こういう内容でどうでしょうか。野菜食べると元気な子を産める。
ちょい待ち。この変換表によると濁点も数字2個で表現しないとダメっぽい。その文章だと半角4文字オーバーする。
ならば少し改変だ。野菜食うと元気な子を埋めるでどうだ？
言い方が下品じゃない？相手は漆原さんのお母さんでしょ？食うとの部分通じるかな？
ならば代案を出してもらおうか。
Truthi shrugs her shoulders and says no more. Yeah, why do you think I'm kind of tired of hearing alele or reading alele in my chats and emails? And then it's settled. We moved to the development room and prepared to send the D-mail. When sending to a pager, the number encoded message is handled like a telephone number. So we enter the input into the X68000. 6800 actually. The timer is set. We're ready to send the message January 1st, 1993.
Yosh! 準備万端 OK だ。
Rukako's slender fingers start to tremble on the top of the enter button.
いいか。起動するぞ。
We're within the window of time where the phone wavename subject to be changed should discharge electricity. The discharge phenomenon soon occurs. Rukuko flinches and takes a step back, but then I see the determination flare in his eyes.